Hello friends, and welcome to TurtleQueenGaming, and back to Cinders. So, I still haven't decided, honestly. I think I'm gonna go to the inn, because I think that getting to know, the captain of the guard is probably the best way to get in with the king. Maybe. The inn it is, then. This place looks so full of life, although to be fair, it's a little bit shady too. I hear that this inn attracts some of the less honest people in town, but at least it's exciting. People here actually know how to have fun. It's nothing like that stiff and proper place I'm forced to call home. Kermos and her daughters are all too proud to do anything fun. Oh, is that the captain of the guard sitting alone in the corner? I wonder if he'd let me sit with him, or if I approached him in the if I should approach him in the first place. I'm already spending time at a tavern instead of going back home. I might as well take the plunge. Hello? Hello. Do you mind if I sit here? There are plenty of free tables in here, but it seems you already made up your mind. Thank you. I just wanted to chat with you, if that's okay. Are you really the captain of the Prince's Guard? I am. The king appointed me to the position himself. Ever since his death 2 years ago, I served the prince. And how is the prince doing? What's it like to serve under him? Do you like it? Oh my god, I'm one of those annoying people. He's the prince, my ruler, and and liege. That is all that matters for me. Oh, I see. Oh, I saw you rescue that kidnapped child the other morning. That was really impressive. It was simply my duty. I suppose... I'm gonna ask if he really had to kill him. I'm not gonna flatter him so much. Was it really necessary for you to kill them? Surely you could have let them live. It was not my choice. They chose the path, and they chose that path when they put an innocent life at risk. I'm sure those bandits were just desperate and not thinking clearly. It's cruel to take someone's life just because of one poor decision. That's a fair argument, but what would you have me do? Would you rather risk the life of a child who did nothing wrong? Or better yet, should I leave the fate of the bandits to the child to the crowd? What if they tried to break in and the bandits decided to kill the boy? Or maybe the crowd would have burned the house down and everyone would have died slowly, at least by my sword, but those men were given a swift death. Point. It's my duty to uphold peace. That's what I do. Oh, and that's what I did. Same thing. Your words may be correct, but the way your way of thinking is flawed. I can't speak today. You hide behind your duty, but it's still your choice to spare a life or take it. Can you really sleep well with such a flimsy excuse as duty? Ooh. I had to make him think. You have an interesting way of thinking. It's nothing I've considered before. You're an interesting girl. Might I know your name? Oh, that was the right answer. He doesn't want flattery. He wants somebody new, interesting. I'm called Cinders. An odd choice. Well, my name is Peralt. My father used to call me that because of my hair. Now it's stuck, though the mouths of my sisters make it sound more like an insult. I see. Then I wish you well, Cinders. Wow, that was interesting. The sun is already setting. I spent a whole day in the town, and what a day it was. I guess time flies when you're having interesting chats with people you normally have no chance to talk to. Oh, how I wish life was a fairy tale and I could do that every day. And yet, our life is what it is, and I have never even been able to stay in town past sunset. When I was a child, I had to head back to the residence for safety. And then Carmosa entered the picture and took over. But even without her, I would have been a bit detached from the town's life. I might dress and work like every other girl here, but I live in a mansion quite some distance from town. I have no real friends here except Tobias. I hear no news, no gossip. I really don't know what their life is about. Sure, my own life is safer and probably more luxurious. But I wonder what would be like to live here. Be a normal town girl, wake up to the sounds of life and excitement on the street. Get out of bed knowing a myriad of things await me when I walk out the door, that life goes by fast and an adventure might begin around each corner. Then again, if some town girl looked outside the window right now and saw me, what would she think? She would probably remember her own boring chores and the constant danger of hogwash flung from the high windows to the street. She would envy me. I need to stop daydreaming. It's getting really late. My golden cage awaits, and the two sweet singing birds I share it with are going to screech their lungs out if I stay any longer. And I wouldn't mind to give them a reason to worry, much less I wouldn't want to give them a reason to worry, much less an excuse for picking on me. I don't know, maybe if I disappear for a few days. Home! I seriously don't know why I don't just automatically go home. Home sweet home. I used to love returning home when my father was alive. I miss sharing the events of the day with him. Now it just seems like a grim prison, and my parole has just been revoked. And close those shutters before nightfall. Can't you do anything right without my supervision? One would expect that after years of serving in this house, you would remember such things. Why do you need the shutters closed? Who's going to look in? We live in the middle of nowhere. Cinders, you're back. I tried to make it quick and think I've made it back at a reasonable hour, but if you have any objections... No, I'm just glad you made it home shortly after sunset. I was starting to get worried. Woods can be treacherous after nightfall. Oh, thank you for your concern. I don't think you need to worry about me. I need to worry about everything in this house. If I don't, nobody would, and everything would fall apart. Can't these servants do anything right? It's not such a big deal. The house looks as good as it does when Cremosa is here, so you don't need to worry. Thank you, but I do. But I have no time to explain it to you now. You can go to your room and read, or whatever you see fit. There are some leftovers of dinner in the kitchen if you're hungry. Holy shit! This is... like, I feel weird. She's being so nice to me. I feel like she should have yelled at me. But then again, I also did tell her I was leaving, so she wasn't like, where the fuck did Cinders go? Alright, thank you. Hey, what do you think it is you're using on the curtains? You'll ruin them and the stains will just stay there forever. And there she goes. Too bad, we almost had a normal conversation. Maybe it's for the better. I'm too tired to even talk, and I would kill for some sleep. I should grab this opportunity to go to bed early and rest. All in all, it was an eventful day. The day went pretty well. I can't keep... My cord for my headphones is too short. Cinders, are you awake? I'm awake. I'll be right there. I'll get to work in a minute. No, it's not about that. I just need to talk to you. Alright, Gloria, what is it? What's so important that you have to speak with me at this hour? At this hour? You mean noon? Why have I been sleeping so late? I wanted to speak with you about the way you've been behaving these past few days. Now there goes my nice morning, or afternoon. Listen, I realize that we were never really on the best of terms, but what has been going on recently is something new indeed. If you really think that I will turn a blind eye on your childish, egotistic exploits, then you need to think again. What are you talking about? Gloria, I didn't do anything. Oh, and you didn't do anything outright destructive. You're far too smart for that. But do you think I haven't noticed all the little jabs at me? You take every opportunity to undermine my efforts and make my life harder. I'm pretty sure I was trying to do the opposite of that. Really? I don't know what's happening to you, Cinders. Do you think that I'm stupid or that I don't have any feelings? When did this happen? I'm trying to understand you. I really am. But it seems like you're reveling in the chaos you're creating, as if you wanted things to fall apart. Despite these efforts of all those who want to keep things together. This is where we differ, Gloria. True, our relationship was never civil, but I think I'm beginning to understand why. We may be a family, but we're just not alike. All I'm trying to do is survive in this madhouse as unscathed as possible. What seems like chaos to you is freedom for me. Besides, let's face it, Gloria, things are already broken. Only Hermosa and you are still pretending that you can glue them back together, like some ugly heirloom everybody hates. Typical answer of an angry child. Do you realize that you have managed to do you realize that you've managed to describe the house, all of us, as if it were all about you? It is such a shame that Mother taught me so well about the importance of family. It must have made me naive. Because I still have hope that you will mature one day. Excuse me? Mature? Yes, become an adult. A person who is able to grasp the larger picture and go beyond one's own interests. Also someone who can sacrifice personal happiness for the greater good of the house, if it is necessary. You realize that I've been doing that for years, so screw you. I don't deny that it can be difficult at times, but we are not children anymore. We must realize how we all depend on Hermosa and support her in any way we can. I see. Well, it certainly doesn't play well with my idea of maturity, especially that part about supporting Hermosa. Of course you would say that. Just like you, Mother can be a difficult person to get along with, I admit. But her intentions are good. Think about the way she's putting all her strength into giving us a good life. And if you still doubt her, try imagining our lives without her. I don't mind if I do. How long do you think this house would last with her gone? You must understand that she won't be here to care for us forever, and I can't do it alone, Cinders. I need your support. To be fair, she is, To be fair, Hermosa is keeping everything together. But I'll give you my support if you don't treat me like a servant. Alright, I see your point, and as much as I hate to accept it, I think I can agree with at least part of what you're saying. Of course, Hermosa means well. It's her house, and we're her daughters after all. At least you are. It's her actions, not her intentions, that I have trouble understanding. But maybe not anymore. Perhaps we're more alike than I've imagined. We're survivors, doing what's necessary to cope with the situation we've been presented with. Such insights give you credit, Cinders. They tend to come with age. If that's true, then Hermosa must be really old, and her sight is completely different than mine. That would explain some things, which... Maybe she is a victim of harsh circumstances. Maybe she did have to struggle all the time, and yes, maybe I can't really imagine what she went through. But think about the woman she became, a black widow, so spiteful that she hurts her own children. But Cinders! Please, let me finish, Gloria. With all the pain she suffered, there was a lesson there that she missed. Sometimes being nice to people around you can make all the difference in the world. She has no right whatsoever to turn our lives into hell, Gloria, and you know it. She is how she is, Cinders. She is doing her best to manage everything, and it is a great burden. She can be terrible, but only because life can be terrible to her. You surely don't intend to change her now. Oh yes, no doubt about that. I'm not talking about changing her arachnid nature. I'm talking about changing ours. We could certainly use some improvement in our natures, you know. This picture you are painting in front of my eyes seems pleasant, but also not very realistic. It requires one thing which we do not have, mutual agreement. And we will not have that as long as we are not of one mind. That is, as long as Sophia keeps up her silly act. Gloria? I doubt that it is Sophia who we should be worrying about in this situation. I'm having trouble picturing her opposed to anything that would bring us more freedom from Hermosa. No, Gloria, it's you. You are the unknown in this equation. We can't be sure about your loyalties. Now this is something I didn't expect. You behaving just like Sophia. It would seem that you two have much more in common than meets the eye. You both prefer to spend your time criticizing me rather than to contribute. No, we just don't want to serve you like we're sisters. We should be working together. You just want us to work under you. You could be helping me, helping us somehow. How can we understand each other if you do not even try? Then maybe you should stop whining about being criticized and start listening. How exactly do you try to communicate with Sophia? How much effort do you put into it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Sophia isn't exactly the happiest girl in the world. She is broken, deeply wounded by the hate you and Carmosa poured onto her through the years. Her bitterness and armor of cynicism are like her cry for help. If you only could give her any credit, any recognition, then maybe she'd be willing to help you. This is like getting deep. She hardly seems interested in... Let me finish before you judge her with your usual presumptions. Tell me this. When was the last time you actually talked with her? Do not be ridiculous, Cinders. I spoke with her recently as yesterday. I don't mean commenting on house affairs or managing chores, but actually talking, like sisters. You do remember that you two are sisters, right? Or is this family only important to you if it allows you to put the blame on other people? Oh, right! I see where this is going. Fine. I am not really certain when it happened, but we did lose our connection. She seems so alien now. I catch myself thinking about her like a stranger. Her face is like a mask shielding her thoughts from me. I agree that it is unfortunate, and it isn't only Sophia's fault that we grew apart. Maybe we could work on changing that. Maybe you may be thinking that I'm telling you this to criticize you, but I'm not. All I want is to hear you say things like this, so that we can stop hurting each other all the time. It is the only reasonable thing to do. And you are always the most reasonable one, so it's good that you're willing to give it a try. And so you recognize it as well. I am the most reasonable. And I am the only one here who actually does anything to keep up this house. That might be just a bit of an overstatement, Gloria. Each one of us puts in some work into how this place works, for better or worse. We just have different perspectives, and so we give a different kind of input, but surely you realize how naive that sounds. It is something one might say to a slow child to spare its feelings. I have tried to help you both understand the importance of Carmosa's rules, and yet I seem to be the only one capable of understanding the requirements to keep a proper household. Will nobody ever learn? I'm trying to suppose it... Oh, how long am I supposed to guide you and work alone against the laziness and stupidity of others? Hasn't it ever occurred to you that you might not have all the answers? Because that's the root of the problem, right there. You try to be our teacher, or a disciplinarian. You have no knowledge that we lack, nor hide our status, and you are not our mother. Stop trying to imitate Carmosa. Is this how you think a sister should act? How should I know? Do any of you act like one towards me? Ooh, 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 ooh. I feel like I should apologize. Be like, you're right. I don't act like a sister towards you, and I should. Because I'm not, like... You're right. I'm sorry. I guess both sides are always responsible for a relationship, and neither me nor Sophia has made it easier for you. Yet again, the voice of reason speaks on my behalf, and all it took was a little honesty with yourself to admit that I'm right. Can you see the argument from my previous behavior now? Stop it! Couldn't you actually hear yourself? I reached out to you and apologized, and what do? You yourself have admitted that I was right when my behavior was correct. I said that both sides are always responsible, so I apologize for my faults towards you, but you are responsible too. How dare you! We could do what we always do, throw blame around. I'm sure there's plenty for everyone. We could even share some with our neighbors. But how about acting normal for a change? We have had it hard in the past and took it out on each other. Let's start over. And how do you imagine we do that? We could try to act like sisters for starters, or at least like a group of semi-friendly normal girls. Exchanging information in basic conversation without bringing out the big guns, you know? Talk. I think I would like that. I'm glad. I promise to treat you better from now on. To act more like sister-like. Thank you. Fine. I shall try to put some effort into it and treat you well, too. Thank you. I'm happy we finally agreed. And in light of taking care of one another, you're still speaking a bit like Carmosa. Please, take more care of yourself and your own needs. Stop trying to become her. Not that again. Gloria, would you please stop for a second and think and answer one simple question truthfully? And what would that question might be? What do you like to do? And no, I don't mean something that you feel obliged to do, not a chore, necessity, or an assignment. What do you like to do? What makes you happy? What do you do just for yourself and nobody else? But what are your goals? Where do you see yourself in the future? And what will you do when Carmosa's not here and you're able to move on? Where do you want to go? I do not know. I just want to make everything better. This house should work as intended, and it should do so because of me. I want to make everyone happy and keep it all together. Fine. Then when you accomplish that, what then? Imagine, the house is running smoothly, Carmosa is proud of you and relaxed, all tasks complete. What would you do with all your free time then? I do not know what to say. Indeed, such a situation seems highly unlikely to occur. So, I have not given it any thought. Who are you? What do you know about yourself? I do not know. I do not know why you're being so mean to me. All I did was come here with an open mind to talk to you, and some mutual understanding. You get no understanding, because there is nothing to understand. You came here to reenact Carmosa in a statement of superiority. That's not true. I did indeed try to get through to you. You simply would not listen. You didn't either get through to me. You came here with your air of superiority to boost your own conviction. God damn it. We broke down again. You don't care about myself or Sophia. All you care about is you. This is pointless. I see no reason to listen to such nonsense. Especially since I did nothing to deserve the treatment from an immature brat. Both of you are trying to turn everybody against you. Then you will be able to whine about fate that brought you into living in cinders and pain. I must have had some kind of huge lapse in judgment to even consider treating you as a mature woman. Oh, look who's talking. Do you even understand the word mature, or is it just something you repeat after Carmosa? Fine, Cinders, get out. Enjoy your freedom while it lasts. You have one more day till Carmosa returns. And I will not stoop to debating in the order of things with you any further, nor try to teach you. You can go and do as you please for today. We'll see where your freedom gets you. Ha! We both know you're powerless to stop me from leaving the house, or from doing anything for that matter, so you can stop pretending. Or did you grow accustomed to pretending so much? Pretending to have control, to be self-confident, to be Carmosa. I do not have to listen to this. Goodbye. Wow, that broke down fully and totally. I thought we were, like, going up, and turns out at the top of this hill was a cliff that we just kind of blew right off. That blew. Hello there, Hall. Let's see what new surprises you have in store for me today. Because I have to warn you, after the conversation I just had, I am hard to impress. Hello there, early bird. Are only old surprises, apparently. You really should try harder next time, Hall. Having a conversation with a room? How bizarrely refreshing. It's good to see you too, Sophia. Now, I have never thought I'd say something like this, but here it goes. Carmosa was right. Too much reading does make you crazy. But evidently, it also makes you interesting. At least interesting enough to make my eternal uptight sister sneak into your room when she thought I wasn't looking. I seriously doubt she's that naive. Doesn't matter. The real question is, what did she want from you? Did she come to ask for help? So many hours without the chance to struggle for Carmosa's approval must have left the poor girl quite disturbed. Oh, you know her, Gloria. A true stronghold of independence, a font of wisdom. I take it she came to spread her usual Carmosian propaganda among the little ones. Only to meet with steadfast resistance of the people. We will not be silenced, shouted the crowd. Oh my, it must have been quite the display. Did the guard intervene? If you're asking if there was any violence, then yes, plenty. The streets and squares practically turned red. What the fuck is going on? Oh, how lovely. Was she hurt? Did you slap her? No. I think that would be going a bit too far, don't you think? My dear, simple sister, who can we really say? Such things tend to be relative, you know. One man's hero is a criminal to someone else. It's simply too complex for a girl like me to decide. So, when it comes to Gloria, I don't analyze and stick to the golden rule. Violence is always the answer. I see. I think you've just given me a bit too much information there, Sophia. Oh, you're such a child sometimes. In case you didn't notice, we're living in the middle of a dangerous and unforgiving forest. This place is packed with wild, bloodthirsty predators. And whether we choose to see them or not, they exist. What a lovely thought. I will think about that on my trip through the woods today. Oh, you're going out again? I have to eat something first, but yes, I'm going out. Why? I was just wondering if you, well... What is it, Sophia? Are you blushing? Don't be ridiculous. Of course I'm not blushing. I was just thinking that maybe you could use some company. You want to leave the house? Yes? Is that a crime? Dear Sophia, no! Not in my book. Of course I'd love to go with you. But a lot is happening now, and I wanted to have some time to think alone. I'm really sorry. Maybe some other time? When Cremosa is back? Right. I'll get back to my room and stay there then. Forever. Don't be like that. I'm really sorry. You just caught me by surprise, but I really want to go out with you whenever we get the next chance. Yes, I understand. Go then and have fun doing your secret stuff. Thanks, I will. I'll see you in the evening. Sorry again. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible sister. I try to, be a sister, and then I just throw it back in their faces. We should act more like sisters, except I'm not going to. Haha! Another day of freedom I can spend in town. There's always something going on here. Even now I see commotion in the street. I wonder what it's about. The moment I saw my cow die, I knew it. It was those evil beads of yours that did it. Oh, I was talking with my roommate. I don't know why I thought Jamaica. I meant Caribbean? Or New Orleans. Voodoo Woman. That's, Voodoo Woman. I feel terrible now. What are you talking about, woman? Ah! There we go. My poor Molly has died. And she was in so much pain for days. She mooed like she had never mooed before. It was almost like moaning or crying. It was your fault. I have seen the bad omens. My poor Molly moaning and the odor that her wretched body made. It must have been your curse, witch. Cows smell on their own. And your Molly didn't need my help in that department. You might not have noticed because you only bathe occasionally. My poor Molly is dead, lifeless as a clump of mud in the street, and the heartless witch that you are dare to jest about it. I knew it was your doing, you wretched... I'm laughing, because there is little else to do. How else should I react to your stupidity? You want someone to blame? I told you to come to me so I could take a look at your bloody cow and heal it, but did you listen? No. The animal's pain was not enough reason to spare a few coins. But I did bring her to you. When it was terminal, before that you said it is for fate to decide what happens. So when it's your responsibility, you leave it to fate, and who would have guessed? It doesn't work out well. But you said the cow would die, and she did. Yeah, without medical treatment. That's how medicine works. I said it would die if you won't take care of it. Fate certainly won't. The damn cow was seriously ill. You could see that for yourself. You only came to me when it couldn't move anymore. That is when you finally realized that trusting to fate is ineffective. Well, too late. So you're just searching for someone else to take your blame. Your Molly died because of your stupidity. Oh, but she didn't die until you looked at her, you witch. The whole town knows you're bad news. You're not welcome here. Shut up, or else I will turn you into a frog, or a cow, to compensate for your loss. What's going on here? Oh, good captain, arrest this evil witch for killing my poor Molly with her evil eye and devilish beads. She has... Molly? My poor cow. She was so kind and helpful and... Is there any truth to what she accuses you of? I'm not even going to dignify that foolishness with an answer. If this idiot doesn't want to take responsibility for her own actions, fine, but leave me out of this. Alright then, my dear lady, I'm going to have to ask you to go home and wait till I sort this out. But... I will make it my responsibility to sort this out. Now please go home and do not pursue this matter on your own. Do you understand? Yes, I do. Fine. I do apologize for this woman's behavior. I hope you have not been bothered by this. You know how the townspeople are when they feel hurt or helpless. Oh, I do know. They blame the wicked witch, sometimes with the help of torches and pitchforks. I hope, however, that you realize that you are welcome here. These are good people. They just get carried away sometimes. Peralt, being very progressive. However, they have grown to expect you to always be able to bail them out of their problems. For generations they did that, and of all the old noble professions, yours is still needed. Oh yes, I am so needed that you had to intervene. How many times has it been now? Them blaming me for their own stupidity? This town has a strange way of showing its appreciation. It might be time to move on now. Now surely you don't mean that. Just yesterday, this young woman told everyone in the inn how much you've helped her, and... Sure, the grateful lady nobody listens to one day, insults, blames, and pitchforks the next. That seems like a good cue to leave. You have good reasons to be angry. Oh, just give me some time, please. I need to think. Someone in this town should anyway. Fine. Consider the matter settled, and you will do as you see fit, like you always do. Until next time, madam. Good day, Cinders. I did not notice you standing there. Good day to you too, Captain. May I inquire what's going on? Oh, just another day in the town, as usual. Nothing out of the ordinary. That's really unfortunate. Sure, let's attack the witch, as usual. Exactly my point! That's not what I meant. I meant there's no danger, so you do not need to worry, Cinders. Everything will be fine. Don't you have some robbers to kill at least, or at least vagabonds to hold down by the ear? Or did picking up girls just become your priority for the town's watch? Madame Kitty's just really fucking pissed off. I have been in many battles and I stood my ground, but when a lady as decisive as Madame Kitty gets her temper up, there is no shame in retreat. So please excuse me, Cinders. I shall bid you ladies farewell. I will stay in the inn for a while if you feel like talking. Oh, no need to apologize. Very well, Captain. What happened here, exactly? People are strange here. Illogical and stupid. They just sit and demand, do nothing and hope. Morons. The time has come for me to change the scenery. What did they do? Oh, nothing spectacular. Just more of the usual. People come to me for medicine, for advice, for a solution to every stupid problem they have created. They still fear me, though, and every time something goes wrong, they blame me. They used to blame the devil or evil forces. Now the evil forces live next door, ready for those morons to blame. Surely the townsfolk do not mean that. They seem to respect you a lot. There is a very thin line between respect and fear, and it happens to every single town I travel to. However, it takes time for the resentment to build up, so a new town should be more friendly. But you have friends here. Just a second ago, I thought I saw you speaking with the captain on a very familiar and mostly friendly terms. Oh, we do have some history together, but do not let me bore you with the details. Oh, go ahead, please. Your curiosity is commendable. But let's discuss something of more importance. Have you given any thought to our last conversation? Not yet. I haven't just had time to... Good. That means I don't have to give more advice right now. So take your time, Cinders, and come to me when you've decided. Just don't wait too long, because I intend to leave this damn town soon, and I will not look back. Thank you. I will take time to consider and decide soon. You do that. Goodbye, child. Goodbye. That one really got to her. Who would have thought? Tough, cynical Madame Guy, whose wrath can move mountains, touched by a simple townswoman's remark. It cuts deep. Excuse me. I will have to consider that side of her vulnerable and so human. But right now I have a whole day of freedom to plan as well. What shall I do now? Maybe pay Tobias a visit again? I could also spend some time in the tavern, chatting with townspeople and making friends and hearing all the gossip. That is where the life of the town concentrates. And the captain said he was headed there. Speaking to him has proved worthwhile so far. Choices, choices. Watch out, Cinders. You may get used to it. I think I'm going to go to the tavern again. But we will save that for the next episode. So until next time, peace out, y'all.